Okay, it's a new day. Welcome back. We had no power this morning. It went off, clicked off, and it clicked off, clicked back on, and then it clicked off and stayed off. And it was off for a good hour and a half, maybe. Finally, it came back on, and then I was able to get up and get us some breakfast made and just kind of wake up slow, get our coffee, all that stuff to get us going. And now we're fixing to get started back on the project. So last night we did get the panels cut out, but they're just a smidge too, they got to be cut down like a saw blade width maybe. They're just a little too snug. So we're gonna cut those back down, get them put in, and then he's going to cut out the little pieces to go inside the panel to kind of just finish it off. Once he does that, then I can start caulking everything, and then we're gonna get our paint, and he's gonna be working on corbels and I'll be painting. So that's how it's supposed to go today. We'll see if it goes that way. It sounds so simple when you just say it out loud, but then anything can happen. So we shall see. Wish me luck that we can actually get it finished and you can see the end result in this video. That's what I'm shooting for. But the hallway is looking amazing. I did want to show y'all because there's a piece of the wall that butts up to the original paint color. Remember I told y'all I didn't know what it was, but this truffle oil is the closest. And there's two walls butted up to each other. And honestly, you can't tell the difference. So let me show you real quick. So this is the one with the truffle oil and this is the original. And honestly, hold on, let me turn the light on right here. Honestly, there is absolutely no difference. It is about to storm. It has been thundering so loud. But yeah, it's about to storm. And then look over here. Look. Ooh, lightning, gotta go. First panel is in. Yay. We're in Lowe's, and you would know I had to walk by this area. Oh my goodness, I love this rug. And I love that one. That one right there. Which is that one. Love. Well, that was one of our most eventful Lowe's trips. James?
I don't like events.
So I went to get my paint. I requested a quart. I go back up to pick up my paint. She has mixed it in a gallon. And I did not need a gallon of this color. And so she was like, okay. She said, well, I've got to mark it down because I did it wrong. She said, you just want to take this gallon for the price of a quart? I'm like, sure. So now I have all of this paint color. So I guess I'll be painting some other walls in the house, James. I mean, I got all this paint.
The way this is going to end up is James will end up building more stuff. Because she's got paint.
No, you know what? It's really gonna work out. Because I'm gonna do it on the other wall that we're gonna do. So it really works out.
I think some days it'd be easier just to have another heart attack.
Now, James, you know you do not mind any of this. James, say you don't mind any of this.
If y'all ever wondered what a Hebrew slave looked like, this is it.
James!
What?
Shame on you.
What?
Shame on you. We are fixing up our home. And you love it. Say you love it, James. Say you love it, James.
I love it, James.
Anyway. Anyway, very eventful. Very eventful here.
Then she couldn't get the trim to ring up.
Oh, I know. We had some trim, and bless her heart, she did everything she could, and none of the numbers worked. And she's like, we're just going to come back to that. She rang everything else up. And while we're having to wait for the manager about the paint price thing,
she figured it out.
She finally got the trim to ring up, so.
Now, this is after we started at one end of the trim rack. She said, I was wanting something like this. I said, okay. So I went down there, found it in wood, prime. Happened to go down another aisle to show her some stuff for the kids' house. She finds another product. Says, I believe I want this. Okay. So I go put the original stuff back. I come back down the aisle. She says, no, I believe I want that other.
Well, you made me question myself.
At this point, I'm thinking about burning it right in the middle of the aisle.
I'm keeping you young, James. I'm keeping that blood flowing, that heart a pumping. You're welcome. Anyway, we're going to head home and finish working on the wall. Whoop, whoop.
That started off as, oh, I just want to put beadboard under the bar. Then I wanted to go all the way down. Then I want battens into it. We're $500 into this wall.
No, we're not.
That started off to be a $50 project.
No, we're not. Now just stop. Just stop. We are not.
My labor ain't free.
Well, neither is mine.
Well, then quit making you use it.
I cook for you every day. I clean your house. I wash your clothes. I birth your children. I didn't really birth his kids. But it sounded good and I was on a roll. Where we going, James? So, just being your lovely wife, James. I mean, do you know how many people want this? Look, do you know?
Come take it.
Stop it. Okay, let me share a little bit of what we're doing. So we went and bought this from Lowe's, and when we put it up here, because we were going to finish out the pieces, you know, like that, the problem is it stuck out. It was too wide. So we had to shave down each side on the table saw. So when we put it in here like this, it's flush with the wood. So James and I cut down each side, and we're gonna have a piece going on each side and on the top, and then we're just gonna caulk along the bottom. Doesn't need it. So that's where we're at with that. And this is the pieces he's cut that'll go there. So, yep. Whew, okay, y'all see all this dust on the floor? That's because when we put these pieces in some areas, it was still not flush enough. Like I see right there, I need to kind of sand that a little bit. I need to go back over that and sand that. So I had to sand all the little pieces we put in, which created a mess. But now I'm going to, I think I'm going to start caulking. I got to see if that's what's next. And I have to caulk everything. So that's going to be a pretty big project. But this is how it's looking right now. The joys of DIYing and the mess it creates. Okay, y'all. This is where, let me turn this ring light on. This is where I'm starting to second guess myself. This is the color that I had mixed up. It's called Caramelized Onion. And it's a beautiful color, but I'm just wondering, is it too dark? Is it too dark? Now, I've only just put it on spots, but it's only really gonna be this wall and under the bar. Nothing else, just this wall. Oh, it's scary. So scary. This is it next to the truffle oil. Move this ring light right there. So quite the contrast, but I think, well, I'm gonna use it because I bought it, but oh my goodness. Just to let you know, I have second thoughts when I'm doing things like this. I'm not in any way saying that y'all think that I'm perfect and I get it right all the time, but just on the off chance that one of you may be saying, but you always get it right the first time. It may seem that way, but I do have second thoughts, but I can see it in my head and I think it's gonna be fine. I would not do the whole hallway this color, but I think just doing this piece of a wall and under the bar, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. I think I'm gonna love it. I really do. I'm just gonna keep going. So here are the corbels James made. Don't they look so good? And so now yours truly is about to stain it with this Jacobean, my favorite stain. And we'll let them dry overnight, and hopefully maybe tomorrow afternoon when he gets home, we'll get them put up. But I'm still painting the wall right now, so. Anything you want to add, James?
Get the stain.
Did they give you a run for your money?
Yes.
You gonna make any more?
Yes.
Oh, you will?
Yes.
Did you learn a lot doing this?
Yes.
So the next time will be easier.
Yes.
I need a shelf.
No.
Here they are stained. They look so good. I love this stain. It's my favorite stain. And I think it's gonna look really, really good, and it's gonna tie everything in together. James, you did an amazing job. Y'all, he's spitting sunflower seeds in the trash, not snuff. Oh, my bad. I didn't lay him out like he wanted. Very good, James. Very good, James. Pose with it. That'll be a good thumbnail picture. Not that face. Y'all, we are addicted to barbecue sunflower seeds. Are we not, James? All right. I got dinner cooked, and now I got to finish painting. Well, I'm going to put the first coat on tonight. It's going to take a second coat tomorrow. But I'm really liking the color, so I was freaking out a little bit when I tried it, but you can never judge when you just put it in one little spot. You got to see the whole wall. James, it's just paint. It's just paint. It's just paint. How many times have I said that? It's just paint.
I thought you were going to do battens in white.
No. I wanted the whole wall to be, because there's so much going on that wall, I wanted the functionality of it, but I wanted to kind of calm the eye too, so. Does that make sense? Makes sense in my head. Good morning. So I've already been up and put a second coat on the bottom of, well, on the board and batten part. And I put a first coat last night on the top of the wall, and I do not like that color for the whole wall. I like it for the bottom, but I think I'm gonna do the top of it, the truffle oil, like the rest of the hallway. So I'm going to get a quart of the truffle oil mixed. It would be okay if in the living room that there's a like this much of the wall from the hall that connects to the living room wall, and I just don't like those two colors butted up next to each other. I know that probably sounds crazy, and you're thinking, why are you going to buy paint just for that much of a wall? if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right. And I just know me, because I looked at it last night, I looked at it this morning in the morning light, and I just know me, and I'm not gonna be happy with it. I'm not gonna be content or satisfied, and I'm not gonna feel good about it. So I'm just gonna go buy a quart of paint and paint that part of the wall. Then we're gonna get the corbels put up, and he still has to do the beam that goes on top of the bar up to the ceiling. That's probably not gonna get done today or in the next couple days. I don't know. I don't know what the holdup with that is, but I'm not gonna rush him, and if he don't feel like doing it right now, that's totally fine. I'll just paint that piece of wall, and we may end up not even doing the beam once I paint it, so it might not even look good. So I'm finally revealing the transformation we did in the hallway. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but I do appreciate your patience. But before I show you the after, I thought I would show you what we started with and how it looks. So I'm gonna insert some befores of the hallway, and then we'll be right back with the afters. The after. I love it. I'm gonna take the camera down and give you some close-up shots of it, but there's only a couple things that still need to be done, but it was not something that had to be done before I could show you the video. So let me take the camera down and give you a close-up of the hallway. Okay, so my intentions is to get new bar stools and paint them black. I want them to be all wood, but I haven't got those yet, so we're just gonna use what we have. I also, you see that face plate down there with the outlet? I have the plug coming that it will be cover that completely, and I will paint it the color of the wall, and it will disappear, so you will not see that. The bottom color is called Caramelized Onion. It's a Sherwin Williams color that I had mixed in VALSPAR. These are the corbels that James made, and I stained them in Jacobean by Minwax. And I've still got to get a new rug. Haven't found one of those. And we brought the board and batten bead wall all the way to the corner. Goes all the way down. It ties in so nicely with the bar. It's a good look, but it's not too much, because it's all seamless and, you know, all the same color. And then I did paint the top of the wall. I had originally painted it this color. I did not like it because I did not like the way it looked when it butt up next to that. So I went back and painted this part truffle oil. Now right here on this part of the wall, I was going to put a beam to go all the way up there. But after painting it and after seeing all of this, I decided not gonna do that. I like it better without. So I did paint the entire hall, including the ceiling. I do not have new lights yet. I'm still on the look for those. So those will be getting changed out as well. But I did kind of change up a little bit of the decor in the hallway. This wall used to be real busy, and I just simplified it and just put this one picture of the chicken on it. And I just think it looks better. I may eventually, if I find some sconces to go on each side, but for now, that's how it looks. I kept everything the same on this wall with the exception of this. If you'll remember, I used to have the picture of that little boy and little girl, that vintage picture. Well, this I used to have above my secretary over here, And you really didn't see it, and I just love it. And it ties in so nicely with all that we have going on here. So I just hung it there. That's the only change I made on this wall. Everything else stayed the same. Everything stayed the same here. I did add this candle sconce here, and I took the little tiny one down and put it in the guest bathroom right here. I'll show you that. I put the little sconce right there, and I think it's cute and more proportionate for this area. It just kind of got lost on that other wall. So that's where that ended up. I ended up keeping everything the same here, except I put that faith is not believing that God can, it's knowing that God will. That piece actually used to be on that wall, kind of right in there. There was a shelf, and there was just too much going on that wall. So I just put that up there, and it just it catches your eye more than the other piece did. So this is how the hall is looking, y'all. I love it. Fresh painted ceilings. I did get a new filter, and I took the cover down and washed it really well. So yeah, this is it. And then this is the hallway. This is it made over. So when you walk in, this is what you see. And I just think getting the bars, I found 2 wooden bar stools at that little vintage mark I went to. They were wanting $90 a piece for them. I may go back and see what they would take if I bought the pair. See if I can get a deal, but they would be actually a little bit higher. They're solid wood, and I could paint them to match my dining table. Yes, I'm missing a chair because James had to re-glue it. Well, not re-glue it. He actually had to glue it. When we did our dining table makeover, he fixed 2 of the chairs. And then later on, the other 2 that he didn't have to fix kind of got loose. So the one in the back has already been fixed, and the other one's out in the garage curing. So this is the hallway. You will have to let me know what you think. I absolutely love it, and I'm so glad I went with my gut and changed the top of the wall, because I just knew I was not going to be happy with the way it was. So as I, change the outlet cover, that's not going to be an eyesore. Get new rugs and change my lighting. Of course, I'm going to update y'all, but that's how it's looking right now. This was an ordeal, let me just tell you. Once the makeover was done, we got that done fairly quickly. I think this is one of our fastest makeovers we've done. But the cleanup, because I had to sand, and even though we had the sander that had the little dust catcher on the back of it, it didn't stop at all. So I literally had to wipe down and dust everything in this house, mop, every room, because even though the doors were closed, it still gets under there. The cleanup was an ordeal, but it was worth it, and I love it. So you'll have to let me know what your thoughts are. Do you like it? Is it something that you might consider? I know some of y'all were anxious to see it because y'all were thinking about using beadboard and different things. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank y'all so much for being patient with me. I hated dragging it out, but there was just so much footage that I just couldn't put it all into one video. It would be 3 hours long, and who wants to sit there for that? So thank y'all for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.